A thread by Carlos Osuida. The worm has turned. Voters vehemently oppose this. Those of you just listening, it is a bunch of jackasses with an abolish the police sign with the ICE in police in parentheses. And it only increases the magnitude of President Trump's landslide victory. Stalinism and anarchy in one photo. I didn't even bother learning about this case until today, referring to the Breonna Taylor case. That's because I already knew that it would be bogus. Breonna Taylor lived with a drug dealer she knew was armed. The cops knocked on the door and identified themselves. The drug dealer fired through the door and wall, and the cops returned fire. After the lynching of Jake Gardner by Special Prosecutor Frederick D. Franklin, the country is sick of this. Case out of Omaha, Nebraska. New case. After Gardner killed himself, Franklin continued lying. From KETV.com, quote, "That's what hate produces." Special prosecutor reacts to Jake Gardner's suicide. Franklin says that Gardner set up an ambush inside his bar. He won't reveal the texts that he claims supports this. Franklin says that Gardner was the aggressor, conveniently overlooking the fact that the Hive bar was attacked. Franklin also says Scurlock was not part of the initial confrontation. Here he is, right here on the left, with his arms spread. Gardner just showed him the gun, and he's obviously saying, "Shoot me, bitch, shoot me." Of course, the lying, corrupt special prosecutor, Frederick D. Franklin, blamed all of this on Trump. Quote, "The day before this shooting took place, President Donald Trump tweeted, 'When the looting starts, the shooting starts.' Franklin said that this is significant given Gardner's affinity for the president. Here's the context of Trump's tweet. President Donald J. Trump tweeted on May 28th, 2020. I have to get through Twitter blocking the tweet first, so give me a second. "I can't stand back and watch this happen to a great American city, Minneapolis. A total lack of leadership. Either the very weak radical left mayor Jacob Frey gets his act together and brings the city under control, or I will send in the National Guard and get the job done right. These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I won't let that happen. Just spoke to Governor Tim Walz and told him that the military is with him all the way. Any difficulty and he will assume control, but when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Thank you." Carlos continues. Trump is obviously saying that looters get shot by people who are not protected. That's why cities have to restore law and order. The Gardner case was reviewed by homicide detectives and deemed self-defense. The scumbag special prosecutor made it about race. That's what hate produces. You bet. The hatred of rioters and corrupt special prosecutors. This whole mess is political suicide, but so be it. But remember how I told you that they'll prosecute you for all uses of firearms. This Franklin son of a bitch said that staying inside your own business and preparing for trouble was setting up an ambush. Now do you believe me? Don't attack the messenger. These aren't my actions, so save your bitching. I don't want to hear them. I will block you. I'm giving you an inarguable evidence that if you, as a civilian, kill a black criminal with a firearm for any reason, they will prosecute you Franklin just said that even if you stay inside, they'll prosecute you. And, quote from omaha.com, windows were shattered at the Hive, and both Jake and David Gardner told police that they thought someone had shot out the windows. It turned out that the windows were broken when someone hurled rocks and an old market signpost at them. Again, don't blame the messenger. Do not attack me for telling the truth. Special Prosecutor Franklin is still lying about what happened, and he indicted Gardner even after the Hive's windows were smashed. There's the hole from the street sign in the upper right. Here in California, the cops told me that I must retreat inside my own house until my back is against the wall, and then they'll ask me why I didn't leave the house. Am I getting through to you? During this moment in history, if you use a firearm on the most protected racial demographic in the country, and you are a member of the oppressor racial demographic, your life is over. They will find a prosecutor to nail you. Guaranteed. Final warning. If you attack or insult me for informing you about real life, I will block you instantly. Go out, do whatever you want. I don't care, and I'm not even stopping you, so don't puke your rage on me. This is our country at this moment. Accept reality or let them ruin your life. It's all going to change after Trump is reelected, so be smart. If you decide to not be smart, that's not my problem. You can't say nobody told you what would happen to you. Addendum. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Sun Tzu. I'm still in awe, President Trump. I guess I will be forever. From ABC News, just in. Asked if he'd commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transferal of power after the election, President Trump says, well, we're going to have to see what happens.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.